6-3 over their last 9 games. Kemba Walker knocking down the 3 from behind the arc, tying things up at 12 apiece. But then Bobby Portis just taking over this game. He had 28 points in the first half.
When I first saw that, Chris, he's knocking down the threes, getting to the basket, and pretty much getting where he wants to on the floor, and we call it feeling it.
28 in the first half, finished with just 33.
What happened in the second half?
Let me get that. I think they went to Markinson and kind of got him involved, but you still got to stay with the hot man and get him that ball down low and let him shoot threes from outside.
Larry Markkinen, indeed. He had 30 points as well. Getting to the rim.
30-30?
Spinning jump shot there. Kemba Walker, though, just too much to handle on the other end of the floor, finding his tempo there, getting it done both inside and out. He finished with 37 points and also 10 assists.
Yeah, that's not fair to put the big fella on skates.
Yes.
Like that.
Change the speed, change the direction.
It's
Zach LaVine, you can get some of that too.
Unbelievable at his size, still getting it done. I was thinking he may cool off eventually, TD, but not yet. He's still not cooling off yet.
Look at this.
He is feeling good about himself.
Perfect reaction from Devontae Graham.
He's thanking God he's not on the Bulls right now, and he would have to guard that guy.
The Hornets go on to win it 125-118. Now this week, the Dallas Mavericks were involved in a blockbuster trade you might have heard about. Brought Kristaps Porzingis to town alongside others who, by the way, have not taken and passed physicals yet. So they're not playing in this one against the Cavs. But Luka Doncic, well, didn't need him early on.
Step and slide, and step and slide, and step back a little bit further and leave it because the bank is open in Ohio. Oh, no, he didn't, Kristen.
Get this.
Wow.
28 points in the first half on 11 of 16 from the field. The last rookie to score 28 in a first half. You want to guess?
Maybe LeBron James.
That's a good guess.
Good guess, yeah.
A little more recently, Blake Griffin back in 2011.
Okay, Blake.
Oh,
Blake. Well, Luka, yes, your nickname is the Don. You have gained the old heads, as we say, and the young fellas that respect you getting it done.
Yes, and I respect him a lot differently than I did earlier when I didn't see him on film.
There you go.
A scary moment, though, here for Dirk Nowitzki. While on defense, he came up hobbling after tripping on Dwight Powell's foot.
They call that old age.
Dirk.
Can't get out of the way. Your mind and your body are on the same page.
He did, though, fortunately return briefly in the third quarter. He didn't score. Still here's more Luka.
Oh, it's called the Luka.
35 points.
The Luka step.
11 rebounds and 6 assists.
Harrison Barnes, make shots because it's getting easier for you again. There you go, Harris. It's getting easier for you then because the Don just setting you up.
He is. Got to pay attention to him.
Harrison Barnes, though, closing things out with 13 points in the fourth. He finished with 17 total as the Mavs go on to win at 111-98. Now, we haven't forgotten Luka Doncic was also involved in a trade, draft night anyway, for this guy.
For that guy right there?
Trae Young. We've got his highlights coming up on the other side of the break.
Nice trade of the game, man.
Listen to the Hang Time podcast with Sekou Smith. It drops every Monday and Thursday. You can also subscribe on Apple Podcasts or iHeartRadio. New episodes every week, all NBA season long. The highlights continue. Blake Griffin and the Pistons welcoming his former team to town as the Clippers start a 6-game road trip.
You said former team.
Yes.
That means you bring a little extra, TD, early on.
Always. They got off to an excellent and a quick start.
He came out, though, firing from deep as well, DZ.
Well, it lets everybody know that that's part of his game, and now Dwayne Casey said, we're going to let you do more of it, but I still get to the basket.
Still showing athleticism.
Yeah, well, here as well.
Ooh.
How about this, though? If I can read lips correctly, this is Steve Ballmer saying, how many does Blake have already?
Oh, he's keeping count of scores? Okay.
Yeah.
He did have a big game out there.
He finished with 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists.
That's special right there. And it looks like they're handily up in the third quarter, up by 20, so they shouldn't run away with this, right?
Well, the Clippers would storm back in that fourth quarter to take the lead. That was Montrezl Harrell throwing it down, then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Love you, Shai. Love you, young fella.
Mike Scott working in the post.
Get him, cuz.
Ooh.
Get them buckets, Mike Scott.
That would cap a 24-5 run, tying things up at 91 apiece. And then Lou Will taking over in the fourth quarter, scoring 18 points in the quarter alone.
Well, I was impressed because a lot of it was going to his right, TD. We know he can go left.
Yeah.
All left.
Going right tonight was like late in your career, you can have some new stripes.
Right. But you look at their bench scored 90 points, so that bench was so effective tonight.
Lou Will finished with 39 points in this game, getting it done both inside and out down the stretch.
Yeah,
And that would do it.
That Reggie, whoever that was.
He is a professional bucket getter.
Man.
That he is.
It's unbelievable, his size, and then you force him right. He shows you can go right, and then the last bucket to close the game.
Going
back
left. Going left.
The Clippers go on to win it 111-101. Now, the Brooklyn Nets wrapped up the month of January with an 11-4 record Saturday night in Orlando to face a Magic team that's lost 7 of their last 9. But there's a couple of all-stars. Vooch, D'Lo.
Both guys very deserving, working hard, staying consistent, and obviously for Brooklyn in the playoff hunt, and D'Lo just looking real smooth with it.
That would tie things up at 35 apiece. Then, Vooch running the pick and roll for the one-handed slam that he does oh so well, TD.
Down below. Watch your head down below. Strong finish at the basket.
The final seconds of the half here, Shabazz Napier, look, gets it to go.
Big shot maker, young fella.
To beat the buzzer. He had 15 points in this game. And D'Angelo Russell coming out shooting here in this third quarter. A three-pointer with a hand in his face. He had 23 points. But Vooch taking over down low in this game. He scored 12 of his 24 points in the fourth quarter.
Well, he knows Jared Allen's a good shot blocker, but look how he used his body just to create enough space. And there's that baby soft touch hook he's been making all season long.
That he had.
Ooh. Okay.
The Nets, though, still in the playoffs.
Oh, Vooch, don't give him the baby dream.
I like that. I like the nice fadeaway. One of the toughest shot and hardest shot to block is a fadeaway.
Magic go on to win it 102-89. Not easy, though, to take down a red-hot Brooklyn Nets team.
That is true. They have been playing really good basketball over the last month or so.
That they have. And as we mentioned, a couple of all-stars in that game. Let's take a look at what the Nets, led by D'Angelo Russell, were able to accomplish in the month of January alone. I mentioned their 11-4 record. He was averaging nearly 24 points on 48% from the field in this one, but also distributing with 7 and almost a half assists.
Well, he's the new poster child, in my opinion, TD, where you don't give up on a young guy.
Nope.
Early in his career, we saw things not go particularly well in L.A. Now a new scenery, a new voice in his ear.
Right.
Now he's playing to his potential.
And we thought he was a problem in L.A., but it seems like he wasn't. It's like you said, new scenery, opportunity, and then Coach Axel has so much confidence in this kid, and you can just tell by the way he's playing, and it's spread throughout that team.
Well, game time continues after the break on a 12-game Saturday night in the NBA, including this guy, Luka Doncic, who I believe has a couple of new teammates.
Oh, he does?
Soon.
Ooh,
Did you hear?
Yeah, he's the Don, what I heard.
And the money for Anthony Davis in this situation. We have breaking news. According to Chris Haynes, LeBron James will not play tonight against the Golden State Warriors due to, quote, load management. League sources tell Yahoo Sports. Now, LeBron James played 44 minutes in his first game back. The Lakers are facing the Golden State Warriors, the same team he hurt his groin against on Christmas Day. Rex, what do you make of this?
KD-itis. He's ducking KD. Steph-itis. Clay-itis. No. I was surprised he played 44 minutes the other night. Obviously, it's a little bit of a maintenance move, right?
Yeah. I thought he said it, prior to this game, right after he played so many minutes, it's going to be one of the situations that I have to see how my body respond because we don't know. We run an emotional high after a basketball game. Everything's still feeling good. You got to win. You look extremely sharp after being off for so many months, you know what I mean? Since playing, December 25th?
Yep.
So now he's back. And he probably felt a little ailments and, probably just took the safe approach and getting back out there.
Well, Karan, before he returned, you said, look, LeBron doesn't look like he's 100% from seeing him in practice. So where do you think he was when he returned if he wasn't 100%?
I think he was somewhere between 75 and 80, and that's still better than 80% of the association. So when you're able to go out there with his high basketball IQ, and just mind you, if LeBron's out there on the basketball court, the coverages change. You have to give him so much attention that it enables other guys to be the best possible version of themselves, have an open opportunity.
How old is LeBron now?
34?
34. You know, you start, and this makes sense. It's a maintenance move.
Yeah.
You don't get groins and hamstrings when you're 24, but you start getting them later on. And when you start getting them, you really you've got to be careful to not come back and do too much too fast.
Young player that seems to be taking a bit of the load on his shoulders. Brandon Ingram recently really carrying this team offensively with no Lonzo Ball in the lineup as well.
Really nice player, and you've kind of been waiting for him. You saw, you know, the length and all the skill set when he was at Duke, and he's really, you know, he got suspended early in the year, starting to put it together. He's a beautiful offensive player.
Yeah, he's a complete player. You know, we went from, you know, scoring the basketball in the paint with his wiry strength to now, you know, being able to have that mid-range consistent shot, and now playing with LeBron and Rondo, he's been able to, you know, start knocking down perimeter shots, catch and shoot, not holding the ball. You know, 1,000, 1,000 type of player, and that's exactly what you need.
So he's averaging 22.5 over his last 6 games. So when we look at this Laker young core, and we talk about the Anthony Davis trade, and we saw that Brandon Ingram allegedly was not, or reportedly not, in that trade offer, is he now the crown jewel of this young group?
I think so. I think
Yes.
you want to have him to.
Yes.
Body language says yes, Karan.
And so does the smile. Look at it. Look, he knows it.
I mean, who do you think is the guy? The
Lonzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it varies, man. It goes back and forth.
I'm with you. You know I'm with you.
I feel like you're being very, very tight-lipped on this situation, as if you
He
don't want to
knows
give us too
more.
much information.
He knows
That's
more.
fine. But just judging from talent and what they produce, Rex, who do you say is the crown jewel of that young group? Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, who, don't forget, that 27th pick that they used on Kyle Kuzma came over from that D'Angelo Russell trade with Brooklyn. So they got him essentially replacing a young D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah. You know, there's some thought that maybe they got rid of D'Angelo a little too soon.
Yeah.
You know, I know some of us think that, but yes, I think Brandon Ingram is the crown jewel in that piece, in the piece of the puzzle. And at some point, they're going to have to give it. They're going to have to give it up if they want to get AD done now.
Me personally, I'm a huge Kyle Kuzma guy.
Yeah, I am too.
I love an underdog, and I think that, you know, just from last season, when you talk about adversity, I think he was the guy that was in the forefront, the poster child. In all the interviews, saying all the right things, having the coach back, even when, you know, Father Ball was out there saying miscellaneous things. I just felt like he kept the foundation sound, thought he was the voice of reason, and he showed great composure and leadership, not just by talking, but actually playing and demonstrating it on the court also.
Well, someone who's shown leadership in the NBA Finals in big situations, one Kyrie Irving. But this week, he had some situations off the court in Madison Square Garden. They started chanting for him to come play for the New York Knicks. But here's Kyrie after the Celtics won that game.
You did hear the chants, Kyrie?
Are you reaching for it right now?
No, I couldn't hear everything.
Everybody heard it. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Do you laugh at all when you hear it? I mean, a lot of guys get cheered. Good players get cheered when they come here. That's a little different.
Like I said, it's nothing but distraction at this point. You know what I mean? Like I said, again, I'm appreciative of the cheers. I'm appreciative of the fan support that I get around the league in every arena. Obviously, being back home, what has been said, I repeat myself again, what has been said, what has been circling around in terms of extra commentary, I kind of figured it was going to be something like that tonight. I'm just happy we got the win, and I'm ready to go back to Boston. I think you know the answer to that, man. It's just, obviously you would hope it would quiet down, but like I said, it doesn't help when, across the league, it's just outside noise again, and my name gets thrown into it, and then, conversations, speculations, everybody's worried about their credibility. I don't know how this media empire works. I know it's a bunch of nonsense to me. So I have a focus in winning the championship this year, and that's where my focus is going to stay. So, even me saying something like that is not concrete enough for anybody. So, it is what it is. I got to go home and take care of my family and friends, and that's the stuff where it really matters for me. Loving the game of basketball, that's where it's always going to be. I didn't do this for the media. I didn't do this for the money. I didn't do this for the fans. I did it because I love the game, and I work extremely hard at my craft, and I want to be one of the greatest ever. So that's where my focus is. You know what I mean? It's going to come. I'm appreciative how, grateful I am. I'm grateful for all the, everybody identify how talented I am, who wants to play with me. I'm appreciative of that. But at the end of the day, like I said this morning, I'm going to make the best decision for me and my family, and that's how it's going to go.
There is so much there with Kyrie Irving. I think the thing you're laughing about is the fact that he says, I don't know how this media thing works. He seems to be pretty good at it. In fact, I mean, when you're the lead in a major motion picture and was also an actor in high school, don't forget that as well. Kyrie Irving, a very overall talented guy.
Not familiar with this media empire, wearing an Uncle Drew hat during the interview.
Excellent product placement.
Excellent.
Yes.
He's a brilliant guy. I love him. I do love him. And I love that Kyrie, he likes to talk. He's good in front of the camera. You can tell he's a little bit bothered. And look, I didn't play in an era where we had social media, the 24-hour news cycle, all this time. This is where I give you guys and this era so much credit. I don't know how you do it, and this is where I don't think these guys make enough money having to deal with this type of media crush. I mean, he can't leave his hotel right now without people just knocking his door down trying to get at him.
He's got a $21 million player option for next season. Seems like that will not be exercised. So where will he play next year? Will he be in a Boston uniform?
It's possible that he can be in a Boston uniform. I think that he will most likely be in the Big Apple. And I just think that, when you talk about the move of Porzingis and Tim Hardaway and Steve Mills and those guys did an excellent job of creating that cap space to acquire a guy like Kyrie Irving or Kevin Durant or whoever, you know what I mean? Even possibly a Jimmy Butler or whatever, because, he's still not looking extremely happy there in Philadelphia. And look, Kyrie is just a pleasure to play with. He's a champion. He's a perennial all-star. He's someone that loves the game of basketball, which he stated. And obviously you see, this kid did not grow up playing against ghosts and basketball cones. He's been playing against live bodies, activity, and it's showing. He's a gamer. I want the best for him and his family, and he's passionate about his craft.
So it should be interesting to see what the Boston Celtics do. If that's the case, maybe before the trade deadline, we could see a Kyrie Irving trade, and man, that would be huge. We've got 12 games again tonight, 24 teams for the simple math on that. And here are some updates of notable players. Chris Paul sitting this one out for rest. LeBron James out, same designation. Eric Bledsoe also out with an Achilles.
Out for rest.
Hey, you know what?
Still looks weird.
It looks like, when you're growing up.
Rest.
When you go to the hospital, you go, when you're younger, you break your arm, you break your leg, you tear something. Now when you get older, you slept wrong.
Yes,
you get out of bed, you can't do nothing. Like, it's all those things happening right now.
Well, you know who is playing? How about one Lou Will? Age not affecting him. And look at that, top score. The Clippers have fought their way back in this after being down by double digits in the second half.
He's a gamer.